and we'll do a roll call.
Charles Hastings, member.
Jenny Lucas, member.
Garrett Levy, member,
Rebecca Hastings, member.
and
Patrick.
Patrick
Patrick
Marr
Marr,
is on Zoom. And we'll do a roll call. Is my New York accent.
Deja vu. There we go.
Are we good?
You are good. You're even on YouTube. Now the whole world. can-
Oh, no.
Great.
The whole world, billions of people.
Yes, as we see. A total of 2 viewers, yeah. Okay, have we had a
Someone's
chance to look at the minutes from April 17th?
Quickly,
Yes. Somebody held him up.
quite extensive.
They were.
That's what you get when Paul does them.
Yeah,
Glad you're here.
all right. And Rick did not make it. Oh, Paul and John are walking in right now. So sorry about this lateness.
Okay.
My watch says only 1:03. That's incredibly fast.
Fast, yeah.
That's fast.
That's
Thank you so
That's
much.
Sure.
I can't work without this.
Oh.
All right, Paul is here. John Racine is here.
are we recording?
Yes.
We are. Careful what you say.
Hi, Jen.
Oh, you're here, maybe you want to talk about this one we this way.
Oh,
All right.
sure. Okay, we are.
This one and that one. All right. Thank you. Are there any?
Agenda back. No, mine. Under-
Yours, sorry.
Just because that's what I use for the minutes.
So I see Rick is not here.
Oh, can't.
All right. So we were just about to review and approve minutes of April 17th. Are there any comments, questions, motions?
I move to approve the detailed minutes from our last. meeting.
I
And thank you, Paul, for
know.
covering us. There was a motion.
I second.
Okay. Is
All in favor?
everyone in favor?
I
Aye.
Hi.
Thank you. All right, let's start with old business. Update on Snowsbrook project / dredging. I'd like to read a short email from Rick that he wrote early May. He wrote, yes,
Is it Rick Smith or Rick,
Rick Vandepol,
just?
our
for the
Rick.
camera, just for the camera.
Rick Vandepol, our eco specialist. Thanks for the update and positive report. I will look for Mark's Form 1, which I'd be happy to fill out. I've been through the SBDs before. They're fairly straightforward. While you were in your meeting, I attended the RCPP training for New Hampshire applicants and confirmed that the town can be a contributing partner and that work on federal land can happen under the grant because it affects private land downstream. I intend to use ARM Armed Fund monies to help provide the match for the project. We'll be submitting a pre-app before May 31. The RCPP app is due July 2, so we've got a little more time for that. Right now, I'm building the proposal to identify projects, partners, contributing sub-awardees, and timelines. We'll hear about our successes with the grants in October, and work can begin next year as planned. So far, I'm cautiously optimistic this will all work out to our mutual benefit.
Lot of acronyms.
Yes.
I don't know. what that
Any
is.
We don't know many of them because he describes them at the time he speaks about them, and then
I'm not gonna retain all.
Mark
this.
might know better than me.
Well, all you know is it sounds like it's. good
Yeah,
news.
it's
Yes, yeah.
working.
The gears are
Positively.
turning.
Yeah.
Right. And be able to start next
I
year.
was reminded by the detailed minutes from last meeting that we were somewhat concerned about the, I guess, 2 levels of approval that would be needed for this project that we had not anticipated and that might cause substantial delays. And we didn't know what the status of that was, but we thought that Rick would know, so. Where do we stand on this?
The Form 1 that he mentioned will be the application to take care of those levels of environmental review.
Okay,
He needs to get them prepared and submitted before we have any definitive whether it's going to be an issue or not.
okay,
But the Forest Service biologist and the person responsible for shepherding the project through the process were both pretty optimistic when
Mhm.
Garrett and I met with them.
good.
So it's still a possibility, but it doesn't really look like it's gonna be that bad of an application process. Should be just this Form 1.
Mhm.
And my only concern was that if it does end up stretching out for much longer than anticipated, we don't want any of our money to expire. in the
Well,
process.
Yeah,
yes, as long as we can get it under. As long as we can get it under contract, it will be okay.
Right.
So
Mhm.
all we need, so there is a fall small projects day
Mhm.
that is scheduled by the Forest Service. I think it's for September. Which coincides with the October notification if we got the grant money. So it should all happen around that time. The small, if we get the Form 1 in and get that approved at the Small Projects Day in the fall, then we will be committed, get a contract with Rick. Right,
Mhm.
and so as long as we can get that contract signed before December 31st,
Yeah.
we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
That's. So you haven't signed Form 1.
I have not signed a Form 1. That
Okay.
Mark that he was referring
Mark
to,
Prout.
wasn't he from the Forest
Together,
Service?
yeah.
I didn't take it that was me. If I
Mark,
was supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Mark Proud,
So check with
yes,
Rick,
right,
And
yeah,
if it was supposed to be me, then
No,
all right.
yeah, you'll get your check.
tell me.
Rick, okay, we got that.
Okay.
SPD is Small Projects Day.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you for that. So there's no other update.
What, RML, read my lips.
Yeah. No other comments on the,
No, I think
Snowsboro.
that's about where we are. I was happy to hear that
Encouraging.
he was encouraged on the grant
Yeah.
funding.
Yeah.
That's gonna be important.
Good.
all right. Okay, next is the update on the WWTF and B&V plans. Do you have
Yep.
any updates?
So, the update is they're continuing with the process. We have a 9-task project list with them, and they're working through that. They're about a month ahead of their proposed timeline, so that's good that they are staying ahead of schedule. The schedule to complete those tasks runs all the way through April of next year, but we should start having some conceptual designs before the end of this year from them by the timeline. I think it's end of October, beginning of November, when we'll start seeing
Mhm,
conceptual plans.
mhm.
But they are working on it and things are going well.
All right, we'll check with you next time we meet
Yep.
too.
Yep, hopefully we'll start getting some hard information that I can share with them.
Right. Okay, thank you for that. And the next exciting question is there any news about the 13 acres?
We're continuing through that process. We had an update meeting with the environmental engineer yesterday and the Board of Selectmen. He's preparing a written letter report. We have a formal phase. The two process that you have to go through with the state. He completed phase one. Gave the board an update on progress towards phase two. He owes us a letter summarizing that update that we can then share with
Right,
everyone. When we have it, but we are still in the process,
Good.
still moving forward.
so he hasn't completed phase two yet.
He is not, and we won't complete phase two this year, where it will be a very pretty costly thing to do everything entailed, because you have to do borings and everything else, but we're looking for possible other.
If anyone,
In that case,
yeah,
since there's a privilege. of it,
yes,
I'd like to ask, this tree person, the AIA might be interested in him.
Yeah,
Can you tell me what he is?
Well, we're still talking to several different individuals about whether or not they can help us. We're looking for a certified forester
Mhm.
and preferably a certified wildlife biologist as well. There's a list that the University of New Hampshire
Mhm.
Cooperative Extension keeps of all certified tree people in New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine.
Mhm.
They, there's probably, I'd say 120 people on the list. And they give you all the contact info, so we're basically going and reaching out to several of these individuals that have qualifications that we're looking for. There are people who do recreation planning and development in a forest setting, as well as being a certified forester. And
Our interest is, we're looking at different kinds of, especially summer and fall, just sort of walking educational things. We have one plan for birds. We're thinking about one for dragonflies. I thought about tree identification and things. And if the town finds a good forester, we
Sure,
might
we can ask.
piggyback
Yeah.
onto that. I'm sure it's possible.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
thank you.
Absolutely, we'll keep that in mind. we're looking for an individual to actually review all of the town-owned land here in town, look at it, make recommendations for improving recreational use and, you know, identifying trees that are either
Yeah, safe-
hazardous or
Safety, yeah.
are dead or whatever. And then making recommendations on the road right of ways for safety trees as well.
And replacing some trees maybe.
And maybe replacing them, planting, sure, absolutely.
Excellent. Any other? Okay. All right. New business. It's not really new, but fairly new. Posting information on our town website. Has that everyone been able to access the website?
Mhm.
The town website?
Yes, our conservation, which
CC,
is on the town
yeah.
website.
Not
So
lately.
the simple way is to go home. And
Just gonna check that right now. actually.
Is to go
go to the home, then go to the boards and committees,
committees, yeah.
and then it's there.
Yep.
Okay, it's
See,
a little
check it.
tricky when you don't know.
So you
Are
go
we
to the town
updating
website.
So
things?
we have a few things posted so far,
Some new things, yeah.
some new things. Right now, it's just four items, I believe. We have our land acknowledgement and stewardship statement. It was adopted June of 22, so
Mm.
almost our 2-year anniversary. The next item is every day is Earth Day. So I don't feel pressured to do a special thing on Earth Day in April. That's just my opinion. If you don't like it, we'll remove it. Then there's lists of native plants and trees. Thank you for helping with that. And anything else you'd like to add, we'll listen to your suggestions and forward them to Sharon to add them.
Haven't we talked about in the past about things like water conservation, not fertilizing lawns to death?
Mhm.
Was that
Yes,
ever?
that was Cindy's baby.
Yeah,
She's not here, so I'd rather not speak for her. She plans to write up a note and then present it to us.
okay.
So that'll be,
There are several already prepared fact sheets that are out there on
Mhm.
the DES website,
Mhm.
probably under the
Okay.
water
Yeah,
portion of the DES website.
so we could link to those.
And you
Oh.
could either link to them or you can download the PDF and we can upload the PDF.
Mhm.
But there's stuff you don't have to reinvent.
Yeah,
You could,
Exactly.
You might also wanna look at the Shoreland Protection Act
Mhm.
page on the DES website. There's an entire section dedicated to that. And
Okay.
you know, highlighting that because Mad River is a shoreline protected water body. And I bet 90% of the people in town don't know that
Mm.
or what that means.
So that
That's a
would be a
zero.
And it
good
makes, and we need to make people aware of it because if we're gonna have public conversations about the 13 acres.
yes,
it-
right.
It's subject to shoreline protection, a lot of that land,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
Cause it's 250 feet back
From
from
the-
the normal high water. And
The high water
Yeah.
line, okay.
the normal high water.
Mm.
Yep. And, the Conservation Commission here in New Hampshire is supposed to be the groundwater protection body for the town. So there are all kinds of fact sheets about protection of groundwater. You know, really, you guys play a key role in the protection of wells 2, 3, and 4. You know, we still have kids going out to the Mad River and building dams
Mm.
up by well 3. They, you know,
Mm.
we've had instances of people, you know, going over the fence and spray painting graffiti on the wellhead
Oh, boy.
or well 3. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, then there have been other things through the years, but just reiterating to people,
Mm-hmm,
you know,
right,
maybe not putting a big
right,
beacon out there, here's where our water is.
Right,
touch it,
right,
But,
yeah.
but at least saying, you know, if you run across a place that's fenced in,
Mm-hmm,
that.
be
you
respectful
know,
of,
be respectful.
it's
Yeah.
fenced in
Be
for a
our
reason.
water- Might be our water well and you might be drinking that water.
Yeah.
right,
You know, that sort of thing, and the fact sheets are out there and
Mm-hmm,
we're gonna be issuing our annual, or we already have issued our annual, uh, community,
Yeah.
report from the water department.
mm-hmm,
You could link to that. Sharon has a copy of that. It's our, have you ever
What?
seen the
Yes.
CCR, you guys?
water,
Yeah, sure.
mm-hmm,
So, consumer confidence report.
yes,
But, you know, those are the sorts of things that Conservation Commission,
mm-hmm,
that's a major part of what the RSA's say you
Right.
guys should be doing.
right. So we can certainly add links to
Add
all
links to
those
those
Yeah.
things, or, you know,
comments.
make comments.
Yeah.
on those.
Reminders.
We should beef up our
Yeah.
webpage.
We will,
With this kind of information.
yes,
And find ways to encourage the public to go to it,
mm-hmm,
make it appealing.
yes,
Take pictures of your signs
Yeah,
that you have on your conservation land.
yeah, yeah.
And if we move forward with the 13 acres, you know, a portion of that, if not all of that, initially is gonna be conservation
Mhm.
land under the board's
Right.
mm-hmm,
ideas.
Yep.
So when we have the public,
that would be
Mhm.
nice.
when
Little
we
some
have
more
the public
signs.
meetings about
Yep.
that land,
Mm-mm.
because we have to hold 2 public hearings before the board votes whether or not to accept the donation. You know, you guys should play a part in that.
sounds good. Thank you. All right, native species, yeah, so all these ideas for posting more information on our website. So let's think of a few and gather them. We'll vote on it and then send them on to Sharon to add, okay? Think we can do that by next meeting?
Not me.
Us,
Not you, well, you think of us when you're in Switzerland and
we will.
Don't.
Sure.
Well, they're very environmentally conscious,
Yeah,
and
They are.
we might find
Yeah.
some really good ideas.
Mhm.
We could do an Ursley walk or the little funny bird in
yeah,
Champelot.
it's not strictly work, it is fun. You know, okay, thank you for that. We're going to table the further discussion of forest management that we've coordinated with the school, citizen scientists, and to link it with your new idea of summer reading.
Mm.
So Becca will talk a little bit about
Smoky Bears Reading Challenge.
Oh, I love it.
The Forest Service has put out free information, flyers, game sheets, reading challenge for the kids. And so I decided to piggyback on this for Osceola Library to have a small reading program for the kids.
That's awesome.
The students here have a wonderful library at their school, but when the school's closed, they have no library access. So I'd like more of the kids to know where the library is, what we have. It's a great, coming from a huge library in Michigan where I was a young adult, children's librarian, youth services, whatever. The collection here is very good. They have a lot of, I would say, basic literature that lasts forever. A lot of new things. I've added some graphic novels, so there's a lot of stuff for the kids to read. What I was proposing or asking if the Conservation Commission would be willing to donate some prizes, something that the kids would get. I have free books for them when they finish the challenge. This is very basic. It's geared to kids 4 to 10. And they basically only have to read 3 or more books on wildfire prevention or the environment. Now, they had a reading list. I don't have any of the book. Well, I have a couple of those books. We
Mhm.
have a couple of those books. But I'm hoping to buy some more on that when I get back so that the kids, it'll be available for the kids. But they can read anything they want. And I've pulled a lot of the nature books and some of the
Mhm.
environment stuff so that would
Mhm.
qualify. So, this should be pretty straightforward. It'll be the month of July and the library starts opening 7 days a week on the 4th of July. So through the end of the month, we're open 7 days a week, 3 to 5, and the kids can come in and they'll get a packet, which will have the reading challenge in it, some activity pages, which Kim Rawson helped me on there. She did a grade level on them. So the kids will have activities and when they pick up their packet, I was hoping they would get something other than the coloring. And these little camping critter sheets look kind of fun, little activity book.
Yeah,
So, and
So-
these are $1.99 each.
so
And I'm,
about $2 each.
yeah. And I don't know if Wendy could get them, if she bought in bulk, if she could get a discount. So I haven't had a chance to talk to her.
Or we could go online and,
We
look for
could
them.
look, yeah, they're by Dover. And I looked and there's no, I mean, if you do $25 or more, you get free shipping, but there wasn't anything to reduce the price of that.
We have an Amazon account here at the town and, yeah.
Could we make
can
it,
Use personally.
Yeah.
could we make it sort of more vague and?
Yeah, you could buy
Could we-
anything.
No, could we
Oh.
just say this program is sponsored by the Waterville Valley Conservation Commission and we
Mhm.
vote on
yeah,
giving you, you know, what, $100 or whatever to buy whatever
What
prizes or materials
Prizes
that
you
you see
want,
fit?
sure.
Is that something we're allowed to do?
Yeah,
so,
and, or I was even thinking you could set some parameters and say, you know, the top 3 children, the one who reads the most gets a $20 gift certificate at the book monger
okay,
or whatever, you know, or that sort of thing, and just have like a 3-tiered
mhm,
first, second, and third
Yeah.
place, and let the school tell you who those kids were.
Mm,
Let
yeah.
them track it.
but everybody is equal.
Yeah.
In summer reading program.
However you wanna do it.
Yeah, you
Just
bring
know
this
that-
in, you've read the 5 books, here's
Yeah.
your free book
Yeah,
and
that's
whatever
fine.
else, so.
so you, in short, you would like some gifts at the inception?
Something at the beginning, and then
and
at
a
the end,
reward.
they'll get a book and
So
then
perhaps
maybe.
$150 would,
That would
cover
be
it.
wonderful.
I
so,
like the idea of, you know, just
Yeah.
sort of being sponsored by, I love that.
yeah, I like that
That's-
too.
That's fine. We can write him a check.
So we have a budget,
Yeah, you have $500.
500? I thought we had 5,000.
5,000.
I think we only ever have like
Yeah.
2,000 or 2,500 or
Yeah,
something.
or.
When did you,
I'll check with you, but.
when did you trim our budget?
We bought signs and
The planning
Yeah.
board doesn't even have $5,000.
The library doesn't even have. And we could use it.
Goodness.
Okay,
Well, you're talking
All right.
about annual budget or?
Annual
Yeah.
budget.
Piggy bank.
No, it may be 2,000.
But you could afford $100
Yes,
or
$150.
$150
See what you need.
for us
Yeah.
to choose prizes
Right.
from the wonderful Oriental Trading Company.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yes, they're awesome.
They are.
all right.
They are.
So
That's,
do we need to vote to spend the money?
We do.
On, we do,
mhm.
Well, I think we should.
Someone has to
Okay.
move to approve.
all right,
I don't know.
You wanna-
anytime.
What amount do we think?
One
What do you
fifty,
think?
we figured on 150.
Oh,
Okay.
that'd be-
You don't have to spend 150,
Right.
up to 150.
Okay,
Yeah.
I move that the Conservation Commission sponsors the summer reading program to the tune of $150 to be used for prizes.
Prizes and
the kids.
incentives, yeah.
Okay,
And I second. And are all in favor?
am I allowed to say yes?
Yes,
Aye.
yes, all right.
Okay, and somewhere
so-
within our material, we'll be sure and sponsor or thank the
Yes.
Conservation Commission for their prizes.
Right, I like that idea.
All right, thank you.
Sponsored by,
That's good.
right. Excellent. Are there any other issues, questions before we, yes?
Well, I guess I do have a question about the prizes.
Mhm.
Are you going to get the prizes or is it one person that will be doing that or,
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
okay,
And if you have any suggestions,
Mhm.
you know, I was trying to focus on something environmental or nature oriented. You know, so.
you're speaking in regards to like a book or something. Is that what you-
Well, the books I have, I've just been collecting freebies from donations and things.
So I mean, that little one that you just.
This little one is just a little sticker activity book.
Oh,
Yeah, it's camping, crazy camping
yeah,
critters.
yeah, those are pretty.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think, and this is pretty much for, I would say 4 to 10,
Yeah. mhm,
Yeah,
so.
as
okay.
they sign up for the reading program.
They'll
Yeah.
get their packet, their challenge packet, and this will be, something like this will be.
So you could go ahead and buy some of those and then more
Mhm.
than you need, and we can
Yes.
Right,
use them next year too.
Yes.
They
Right.
don't go out of date. I would
Right.
assume.
well, yeah, but the theme might be different next year, so.
Oh.
We
Alright.
probably go with New Hampshire
Mhm.
Library Association. But they're also supporting this and they're doing an adventure, reading adventure this summer is their theme, so. And that sometimes costs, so I was happy for the first time to be able to get all these materials free. So,
And do you want one of us to talk with Wendy or would you talk to Wendy? In regards to, or
I-
just throwing it out there?
yeah, I don't know, I'd like to talk to her and get these on order. I'll be back at the end of June, so I'll have time to put the stuff together before the 4th of July. So,
We can help you with that if you want us to do it.
oh,
You see
that would
when
be
you
fun.
want.
Okay,
Yeah, I was kind of getting at that, if you want us to just
yeah.
show Wendy a little book or something. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahead of time.
Yeah,
I might,
You gotta do
yeah.
it.
if she's, I don't know if she's around today, but
You'll be too busy and.
You're busy. We can help
my,
you.
my bags are packed.
Good.
Excuse me, that slipped.
I can't, you know, it's like Cheryl's told me,
Yeah.
watching me in the book sales. Because I am a retired librarian, she said, you just can't help yourself,
Yeah.
can you? I just go back into work mode, I
Yeah.
guess,
Yeah.
because I enjoy it so
I plan
much.
to never go into another town hall in my life.
Oh, I do busman's holidays all the time.
Oh. Okay, great. Thank you for that.
All right,
We could get John to dress up, we could get the Smokey
Smokey.
Bear costume and you could come scare them.
you're pushing that, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's turning 80, yeah. Smokey
John
Bear.
isn't, John
Smokey the
isn't, and I was
Bear.
gonna say, wait a minute. Smokey Bear.
That was a missing pronoun. What's the antecedent? Smokey the Bear.
No, just Smokey Bear.
Oh,
Oh, Smokey Bear.
Yeah, the is not
yeah,
his
that's
middle
his
name.
80th, oh, Smokey Bear.
Yeah.
But
This
it
is his
was his
80th
middle-
birthday.
When we were kids, it was, but
Yeah.
not now.
They took it away?
He lost his middle name,
Oh.
as I could tell.
All right.
Oh.
All right, finally,
Thank you.
thank you. The date of the next meeting. All right, I have two options.
So,
You won't be here on June 19th.
Certainly not.
So I'm leaning towards July 3. I know July 3 is close to July 4, so. Any,
I can't commit to July 3. I don't know
Right.
my plans,
Yeah.
but I can't say
right,
that week for me
Yeah.
is,
You'll be
Usually
gone all
taken up.
July too.
I'll be
so-
gone all July
Yeah,
and,
Maybe you should meet in
That should
June
be,
with
no,
us.
July 6th, we're leaving, so I could meet on July 3. How about you, Paul?
I'm fine on either date.
Patrick, where are you?
So I got dropped off for a second. What's the question?
July 3 or June 19 for the next meeting? Any
Uh,
preference?
I'll be around July 3rd, June 19th. I'm not so sure. But I'll do my best for either date.
I'm leaning towards July 3.
3.
I think Jenny can make it somehow.
well,
If not, Paul
Egg
can
her
take
on.
notes again.
I gotta do the detailed minutes again.
All right, if there isn't another question, we can take a motion to adjourn.
I move
Jo-
to adjourn.
Okay. You second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Aye, thank you.
Quick, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody have a great afternoon in Waterville.
Thank you, Patrick.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Aye.